This is Jamey with Stonemeyer Games, and today I'm going to talk about my favorite game mechanism in Railroad Inc. This is a roll and write game that looks like this. This is the beginning of the game. You're drawing these train tracks and road routes throughout this board and trying to get the most points at the end of the game, mostly by connecting your main route, or any route, to these arrows on the edges of the board. Very simple game to learn and play. I had a lot of fun playing it. And my favorite mechanism is really a simple, small thing that I just really enjoyed in the game, which is I got cut off on this photo right here, but top of this photo, which printed black and white for some reason, you can see these spots up here. So the dice that you're rolling in this game have spaces that look like these. So right up here, this row right here. So they're decent things to add to your board, but sometimes they can be a bit confounding because you're not seeing the things that you really need to connect your routes in the best way possible. So the game has this other little thing where once per round, I believe it's once per round, you can cross off one of these things from the top row, which as you can see are very versatile. They're very different. They all have 4 edges to them connecting 4 different paths. Once per round, you can cross off one of them and put it anywhere you want on your board. They can be incredibly helpful for completing your routes. And you can only use 3 of them, even though there are, 6 options? You can only use 3 of them over the course of the game. And I love 2 things about it. I love that they are there. That the game offers you this option in a fairly tight game of having a little bit of flexibility at all times to add one powerful tile essentially to the board. It's roll and write, but they're essentially tiles that you're adding. The other thing is the timing. When do you choose to actually add these to the game? Because I think the game is played. How many rounds did we play? It was more than 3 rounds, whatever it is. I think it was around 5 rounds. So you have to decide when do I actually want to use these? Because you can't wait until just the final round and use all of them, because I'm pretty sure, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, you can only use 1 per round. And so I found that they were actually very... I used them early in my game. Other players waited until late in the game to use them. But in this particular game, I think... it really depends on your situation. There might be times where you really need to use it early, and other times where you really need to use it late. I don't know what to call these types of options. They're kind of bonus options or actions to add to the game, bonus tiles, bonus spaces to draw. But I really like that in the game. It gave me just a little bit of flexibility in a game that has a lot of randomness to it. This is not a random element. I have full agency over this, over which ones I choose and when I choose to use them. So that is my favorite mechanism in Railroad Inc. I'd love to hear your favorite mechanism. If you have the same mechanism, a different mechanism, or if this reminds you of a similar mechanism in another game, I'd love to hear about that in the comments. Thanks.